I have so much stuff open up, I don't know what's what. Close this down.
Church.
Sometimes I get stoned in my backyard, lay off in the tall grass so my view is the stars. I think about nothing, get to clear my thoughts from all the thunder and lightning, so I feel a spark. Sometimes I get higher than the Colorado Rockies, hoping that the county sheriff don't stop me. Like Charlie Daniels said, you shouldn't smoke at dough, but damn it, I can't help, I love Rolling Stone. With the windows rolled down and the radio up, sweet tea full in my solo cup, listening to the humming of the 44, sounding like a concert. I'm a beat up door, arm hanging out the window, smiling a wave, smoking on some ground where the cattle graze. Charlie Daniels said you shouldn't go smoke at dough. Hell, I can't help, I love Rolling Stone. Yeah, I love Rolling Stone. Smoke rolling round the cab with the dome light on, looking like a stage for a Leonard Skinner song. Hanging out with Mary Jane, but she's making the time go slow. Making memories with my buddies through the thick green smoke, puff passing out the windows of my old Tahoe. Lifted so damn high I can't come down, driving under the speed limit in my town. With the windows rolled down and the radio up, sweet tea full in my solo cup, listening to the humming of the 44, sounding like a concert. I'm a beat up door, arm hanging out the window, smiling a wave, smoking on some ground where the cattle graze. Charlie Daniels said you shouldn't go smoke at dough. Hell, I can't help, I love Rolling Stone. Yeah, I love Rolling Stone. There ain't nothing like the swaying of a windy back road, baked out like a barn full of tobacco. I know Jesus drank wine, but I bet he wouldn't mind sitting with me in my Chevy, passing around a few times. With the windows rolled down, the radio up, sweet tea full in our solo cups, listening to the humming of the 44s, like a concert. I'm a beat up door, arm hanging out the window.
$10 for a large, $10 for any free toppings, $10 for your choice of hot crust.
Here's some GoPro action. I better take this off the screen.
10 seconds. Three, two, one.
I'm blaming on my
This is Jeb Corliss. This dude is absolutely insane. He's broke every bone in his body doing this. This particular jump right here, he hits these balloon. He hits a balloon, and a guy has to jump out of the way. They show it in slow motion. That's pretty crazy. Patty, hello, hello. Good to see you. Tommy, hello, hello. Check this out. This dude jumped off of this this place called Tabletop Mountain in South Africa and shattered both of his ankles on a cliff because the guy before him hit a balloon and knocked. They hit those balloons, but the string got caught on a rock. So now the balloon is a couple feet lower than it should be, but he didn't give a shit. He still hit it anyway. And they're doing like 120 miles an hour. And he hits a cliff and shatters both of his legs and goes tumbling. It's called a wingsuit flying, Patty. It's a squirrel suit that they put on, and air will like travel through. There's holes, there's vents at the top, like where the shoulders are, and air goes through it and it stiffens up the suit. My buddy Brian in Arizona, his nephew is a huge wingsuit, but they don't base jump. They jump out of airplanes with them on. Yeah. In fact, I'll show you the crash he had at Tabletop Mountain. Table Mountain. He shattered both of his ankles and he went tumbling, and he couldn't deploy his parachute right away because he would have died the way the mountain was set up. So he had to continue flying for a little bit. There's a whole documentary on it. It's really crazy. He is lucky to be alive. He also jumped out of an airplane with this Australian, this nationally famous skydiver from Australia. Jeb was going to go under the bridge. It was like a Golden Gate Bridge type of thing. He was going to fly under the bridge, and the skydiver guy is going to fly over the bridge. And they're going to do a stunt where they just kind of fly, one goes under and one goes over. Well, Jeb says that dude, when they get ready to jump out of the airplane, he grabs him. And he just like does a really weird handshake, and he just grabs him. He goes, "Hey man, whatever happens, happens." And he jumps out. And that dude was cut in half by one of the cables on the bridge. It's a crazy, you can look up the document. It's a crazy documentary. And so Jeb, people that do this kind of stuff, you have to kind of have a screw loose in the first place. And a lot of these guys are already dead that have done this stuff. That one doesn't explain anything. Let me see if I can find one him talking about it. This is him talking about it a little bit.
I don't know what to say. You were on the program. We looked at a lot of footage, and you described in great detail what you were doing. And then I like you. I begged you, please be careful. And I know that you are careful. And then something, I guess, this last time around went very wrong. What happened?
Momentary lapse in judgment. I basically was aiming for some balloons and
aiming for balloons. What were the balloons doing there?
They were targets.
Where were you? Just paint the picture for us. Where were you? You did a jump, and what were you trying
I was in South Africa,
right,
and I was filming for HBO, and we were jumping off of Table Mountain, which is a jump that almost killed me 10 years ago. And basically, I went back to kind of, conquer that demon that was so terrifying for me because I had a really bad experience.
Right. Always unnecessary, by the way.
Of
when
course.
you have a terrifying experience, walk away and never go back. That's my rule.
Well, we have different ideas on it. But
yours, like, that was horrifying. I almost died. I must return.
Basically, that's how I see it. So I did go back, and I did 5 jumps that went perfect.
Okay.
And they went so well that I decided, let's, do a little further and deeper. And then we put up balloons for me to hit. And
you put balloons up on strings, and then you try and touch the balloons. And how far are the balloons off of the surface of the rock?
Ordinarily, they're about 6 feet high. But on this one, my friend Joby jumped first, and when he flew over them, he blew the balloons with his air, and one of them flew lower and got hooked on rocks. And from where I was standing, I saw the 2 sets of balloons, and I decided to go for the lower one because I thought it'd be more challenging.
And you were correct.
Yes.
It was more challenging.
It was way more
So tell
challenging.
us, we'll look at the crash in a second, which I'm sure must be fun for you.
Yeah.
What happened? What part of your body? You go in, and the balloon is much lower than it should be.
Yes.
How fast are you going?
I'm doing about 120 miles an hour.
And all you're wearing is this flight suit.
Yes.
And
no pads, nothing.
No pads, nothing. Yeah. And we're talking very hard rock here. This isn't
solid granite.
This is not Candyland. This is not a Marshmallow Mountain.
No.
Because I do all my base jumping on.
Yeah, it's wild. It's better to watch the documentary and hear him talk and explain. It's crazy. Did I tell you that the free solo guy had an MRI and the fear part of his brain was super? Yeah, you did. That I wasn't sure who you were talking about at first, but it just dawned on me. The Alex guy, the Alex Hanold, when we were talking about when he climbed that building. Yeah, and I think I have a part of my brain that's a little extra large because I have a big head when it comes to being fearful of, like, claustrophobia. Caves. I seen a thumbnail of a cave where a diver was like at a dead end of a cave. It fucking sent me into a panic attack. Just a thumbnail, let alone watching anything about that shit. It's weird. I can handle a lot of things, like even extreme more than others. Like a lot of people wouldn't jump off of the stratosphere on the sky jump thing, but yet don't fucking put me in a sleeping bag. I don't know. Everyone's different. I'll have to look that up. There's a documentary. Yes. Extra large fear for heights and hospitals. Empty hospitals. Yeah. Same here. The heights, not so much. The empty hospitals for sure. I don't like hospitals at all. Yeah, his name's Jeb Corliss. He's got, let's see if I can find the name of the documentary. Well, I also want to look up the Australia guy. Australia crash. Dwayne Weston.
Let's face it, most of us aren't going to set foot on Mars.
I'm on Mars. It's freezing. I'm actually.
It's kind of a window direction. Exiting at 3,000 feet above the bridge.
It was October 5, 2003, at the Go Fast Games in Colorado. Jeb Corliss had teamed with Australian Dwayne Weston for a demonstration flight.
Dwayne was the greatest base jumper that ever lived. I mean, even to this point, there's still not even a close second to what he was.
But on this day, Dwayne would be flying a wingsuit, something he was new to.
So when we were in the plane, and just before we jump out, he grabs me by my hand. He's like, Jeb, just remember, whatever happens, happens. I just kind of looked at him and was like, Duh. I mean, really? I mean, I didn't even. I'm like, that's a weird thing to say. Why would you even say that to me? That was bizarre, you know. So I jumped out of the aircraft. I was flying under the bridge, and he was flying over the bridge. And all of a sudden, I just see his parachute deploying, like, in my face. I had to just avoid him. So I turned to miss him, and as I swerved to avoid hitting him, all of a sudden, there's other stuff floating in the sky. Then all of a sudden, I look up, and I see his canopy hit the cliff. And I'm like, oh, wow, he just had a cliff strike. And then it was actually a woman sitting on the railroad tracks, looks at me, and she's like, no, Jeb, he didn't have a cliff strike. He hit the bridge, and he's dead.
The young Australian died instantly.
Do you know what went wrong?
Yeah, I do. I do know what went wrong. He wanted to go over the railing by like 5 feet or something.
So he wanted to do something spectacular.
He wanted to be close. But 5 feet? I mean, come on. I mean, that's just unrealistic.
Yeah, those guys are nuts, man. It is crazy to do something like that. And a lot of them are dead, you know. All of the people that invented those suits died. The guy, the main guy, he died jumping. It happens all the time, and now it's like it's not. I think they kind of frown upon it on for the base jumping part because it is so dangerous. You know what I mean? There was one guy I seen this documentary where he had built like gyroscopes and some type of accelerate. I can't remember what he called it, but basically it would make you fly even faster, but it would, and you could fly longer. And yeah, he died. Could you imagine the trauma the first responders have? Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. That's crazy. Crazy town. But, to each their own. And, like you said, some people probably have, just that part of their brain that isn't fearful of that stuff. All right. I don't know why I bookmarked this, but I just wanted to watch this. It was like I love a good baseball fight.
Simmons, fly ball, shallow left. Back is Cosma. He'll take it. He'll call. Oh, it's going to drop. It falls. Miscommunication. And the bases are loaded, and Bonds can't believe it.
This crowd's been crazy all night. I wonder if it affected their communication.
They're calling it an infield fly rule. Wow. One umpire did. That's why Freddie Gonzalez is out. Well, this is a huge call here.
You cannot call that an infield
no
fly.
way.
It's too deep. He wasn't camped.
That ball went up. An infield fly rule was called immediately. This is a game-changing decision.
This is what happens occasionally when you add extra umpires down the right field and left field line. You have extra umpires. Sometimes you have extra callers.
Infield fly rule is a call. Simmons is going to be out.
It has to be a call where the infielder has a legitimate chance to catch the ball without a whole lot of effort.
Base runners are on their own when the infield fly rule is called, but the batter is out. An unbelievable call here. Two outs. Which umpire called it? That is the left field umpire, Sam Holbrook.
Oh, this is not good. Fans are throwing stuff on the field all over the ballpark. They got to stop this. Matheny and Gonzalez got to get their players off the field. This is embarrassing for Atlanta fans. Now there are bottles and cans that are falling short and landing on fans down in the seats close to the field.
Wow. We're going to have a significant delay here. Very disappointing from the Turner Field fans. You can understand their frustration, but never take the steps to throw something on the field like this.
This is absolutely...
I don't even really understand why they're upset, Patty. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what the problem is.
Why Cosma came off the ball. Maybe he heard that sound.
Could have been. Could have been. The crowd's been so loud. The problem for the communication between the fielders could have been just noise.
It's just a different perspective. You're making a call in a position that you haven't umpired all season long.
The putout goes F6 officially. Cosmo will get credit for the putout as the cleanup continues here at Turner Field. So instead of the bases loaded and McCann coming up, it's going to be 2 on with 2 out. I mean, that is deep in left field. No way that's an infield flyer. Still delayed here at Turner Field as they remove the debris from the field. There's still debris coming out, not as much as it was a moment ago, but Freddie Gonzalez just a moment ago. And the reason we're back here is because Freddie Gonzalez went to the home plate umpire, Jeff Kellogg, and he put the game under protest. And Kellogg gives the sign, the P, under protest from the Braves manager. So we've had a significant delay here with debris coming on the field. Jason Mott is on the mound loosening, the Cardinal closer. It's Jeff Kellogg on the phone. Assuming he's helping the MLB officials.
Almost the way things.
I'm not really a fan of sports, but I got to find out what happens here.
Out.
Send it back down to Tom Verducci.
Yeah, Ron made a great point about really it hasn't stopped, and the players at the edges and umpires of the field have remained in danger. In fact, during that last conversation among Freddie Gonzalez and the umpires, Jeff Kellogg was hit by a small liquor bottle, the kind you will find on an airplane. It did bounce before it hit him, but then they had to move the conversation closer to the middle of the
What's
field
up, Janet?
harm's way. So clearly, there is a concern about the safety of players and umpires at this point.
Jeff Kellogg finally back out. No umpire wants to be in a position like this.
If he goes over to Mike Matheny, this is going to be nuts. That means they're going to change the call.
I think so too. Let's see. No argument from Matheny.
And no base runner at first.
Okay. So it will stay. And we'll try to find out what that was all about.
Huh. Kind of anticlimactic. You know, the only thing I can think of is this umpire.
Jeff Kellogg finally back out. No.
He reminds me of that clavicular dude, the maxing kid that does all the fucking steroids or whatever with the fake fucking shoulders.
No umpire wants to be in a position like this.
If he goes,
Just looks just like him. I don't know. Just neither here nor there. What's up, Gen X? Hope you're doing good. Yeah, just honest mistakes, right, Patty? And the fans do ruin everything. And a lot of it, I think, today is because they can, get clicks and views. You see a lot of fighting in the stands. I always feel bad for the mistakes, the mistake makers. But you're right, especially if you have money. Yeah, I thought that when I watched it, because I don't know anything about baseball, but it did look like whoever that was, the second baseman or the shortstop, he went way too far out there. It's like, dude, if you're going to go that far out there, you better catch the fucking ball. I mean, if you're coming that far out there, you're not, what are you doing? You're going out there just to get called off by, you know what I mean? Fuck. Do a simple, I would just turn around real quick. You practice that. You would know, what is that? What is that over there? Left field? I don't know which side that is. You would know if that guy's coming, if he's got it. You know what I mean? Just by the way he's running. Is it a slow trot? Is he fucking, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Idiotic. What's up, James? The sun was in his eyes. I remember the Seattle Mariners here. There was one guy that had a big earring in his ear, and he was the pitcher. I can't remember his name. It was a black dude. And then, oh, that's what it was. Yeah, the pitcher had the big earring in his ear on the mound, and the batter said, "Man, it's blinding me," or something like that. And dude got all pissed off about it. That's back when Lou Piniella was our head coach. or manager, whatever. Hello, Assad. Is this the revamp of the Masada files? Yes, it's now the complaint department. They make millions of dollars. Got to be perfect. 100%. Grateful. Hello, hello. Just finished breakfast. Sweet potato. My buddy was just talking about sweet potatoes. You got to try sweet potato. If you say sweet potato one more time, that's what I told him. Fuck you and your, no, never mind. That was towards Brian. Sweet potatoes and dual sausage hash. Hope everyone's having a great day so far. Yes, you too, Grateful. We were just talking about Colorado about something. I can't remember what it was. Maybe it was the wingsuit thing. Hey, James, this is official. Yeah, this is the official complaint department. Right here. Complaints welcome. Solutions are optional. We could just complain, you know. And, you know, if we're just going to blame somebody, blaming the government is always a safe bet. You know what I mean? They're usually the ones that fuck things up. So, yeah, we'll complain about anything over here. It was delicious, Patty. Made my own Cajun season. Sounds good. Arthur Rhodes. Arthur Rhodes. What's Arthur Rhodes? Gen X. It's going right over my head. Do you give your pup pumpkin or sweet potatoes? Yeah, it was my buddy who made something. It did sound good. He'll call me up and just start, oh, you got to try this, you got to try that. All right, what else do we got here? A historic black cemetery in Palmetto, Florida was vandalized. And they wrote Trump and DeSantis spray painted across the tombstones.
The condition of 17 graves the sheriff's office says were vandalized.
This is like a family graveyard, honestly. And to see how it's been decimated, it's heart crushing. But you can see a casket.
Some concrete crypt tops are off their base. Others have been smashed to pieces.
Hatred. That's the only thing that can come to mind is hatred.
Edward Bailey's great aunt is buried here. He says he rushed over tonight after seeing a local Facebook Live from people he knows.
You have to be angry at something like this, but then you also have to feel just remorse for anybody who does not know whether or not their family member can no longer be laid to rest.
I won't stop until you're in jail or you're punished for what happened.
One of the first to sound the alarm was Tracy Washington, president of the Manatee County NAACP, who has several family members here, including her brother.
So what I'm asking for right now is for a full, transparent investigation. And I want those graves fixed because they're due more respect than what they got out there right now.
A historic marker says...
Yeah, it's just so messed up. Why? Exactly. Why would you do that? Why? That's just, you know what I mean? And to put Trump and DeSantis on there, that's just who, you know, because at first you would think, oh, it's probably just kids. But are kids going to write Trump and DeSantis? Like, almost sounds like some freaking Israeli thing. Arthur Rhodes, that was his name. That's right. Because I remember Lou Piniella talking about it. He was like, he called him Rhodey. He's like, oh, yeah, Rhodey took exception to that. Yeah, you're right, Gen X. Arthur Rhodes. That was the Seattle Mariners were awesome back then. We had some good rides, some good runs back then. My grandma was a huge fan of the Mariners. All right. Yep. So I don't know. We'll finish this out.
The cemetery's first burial was in 1906, and many African-American farmers who grew tomatoes, celery, and cabbage some serving in World War II, are buried here.
Why are you so mad for you to do something like this? I don't know. I just think that's sad.
It is sad, and I mean, it's not even that somebody's mad. What is there to be mad about? Trump isn't done. You know what I mean? There's no, you know what I mean? There's no reason for that to, you know, other than if we're going to connect dots and chalk it up to something, we could chalk it up and connect it to Chud the Builder. It's the same thing. It's the same storyline. If you look at it through the lens that the government is trying to, you know, create a race war. That's the only thing I can think of. And that's a stretch. I mean, it's just such a pathetic, miserable thing for somebody to do under any circumstances, to go to a graveyard, even in a war, to like purposely target a gravesite. If you're going to war, go kill the people you're going to go kill and be done with it. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. It's disgusting. Patty blames Chud too. Yes, we'll blame Chud. He's looking at a lot of jail time, that fucker. We knew it was going to happen. I mean, come on. What an idiot. I made a great dessert shortbread bottom layer, the caramel, then chocolate ganache on top. Wondering if it would sell, but maybe too unstable for selling. Well, there's ways to make it shelf. Let's see here. Shortbread bottom layer, then caramel, then chocolate ganache on top. Yeah, I mean, that sounds really good. Let me think here. Yeah, I don't know, Patty. Do you have a picture of it or something that you could send me, so I could just get a better visual of it, or is there a name for it? I was just looking up because it sounds really good. You know, I'm thinking of. I have so many different recipes that I've tried, but yeah, you know, not everything is sellable. Not everything is, you know, like you said, not stable enough, or, you know, dang, my stomach is, you got to bake with my girl, Becky. Yes, Beckalicious. Beckalicious, right? I'll show you some of my favorite people that I watch. One guy that I love to watch is Jordi. I think his name is like Rokusan. He's from Spain. He's got some type of condition where his voice is permanently hoarse. He can't really talk. Him and his two brothers own a restaurant in Spain. It's like got 3 Michelin stars. One brother's a som, one brother's the head chef, and then Jordy is the dessert guy. I'll email you. I think it's called Millionaire Brownies. Okay. Hello, chat crew. I'm doing pool stuff and listening. Right on, Tommy. Hope you guys have good weather there. It's not great here, but not too bad. Millionaire Brownies. So let's look that up real quick. Millionaire Brownies. Yeah, this must be it right here.
I feel like a millionaire whenever she comes around. Whenever I hear that sound, I feel like a millionaire. I feel like a millionaire whenever she comes around.
Something like that. And I'm sure there's different versions. That's got 4. You said 3 ingredients, but. I just made a shit ton of dark chocolate pecan turtles. And for the market, well, I'm not sure about this next market. It depends. It's weather depending. I don't want it. It can't be too warm. This last week would have been perfect. but I want to bring out a scale and just some like paper bags and sell my dark chocolate turtles by the ounce, like a drug dealer kind of. There's I seen one vendor does all different types of nuts and different types of candied nuts and peanuts and all kinds of stuff by the pound. Kind of like that concept. Bulk. That way they can just buy one, or they can buy, I think I can sell a lot more if I do it that way than the way I'm doing it now. So I'm gonna try that. Let's see here. What we were looking at, Jordy. Yeah. Jordy. Roca. Yeah, this guy. He has a degree in molecular gastronomy. And he is the creator of this edible cloud here.
We have this cloud. It's a cloud made out of distilled soil. So you will.
It basically drips down, I think, like a sugar helium onto your dessert there for $300. Yeah, it's called the El Cellar de Can Roca. That's the name of his restaurant. But this guy makes some amazing desserts. Here he's showing off his molecular gastronomy degree.
Hay uno que interpreta los calamares a la romana que hacía y sigue haciendo nuestra.
Yeah, I can't get any recipes off that guy because I don't understand anything they say. The only thing that I've came close to, I loved it. Yeah, they are a lot of fun, Pat. I could watch them forever. I just had brioche and pistachio granita. That sounds amazing, whatever it is. Kitchen tweezers. Yeah, this guy is a lot of fun to watch. The one thing that I did make that he did, but I got the recipe from somewhere else, was, let me see if he has it on here. It's caviar, fruit caviar. So I made a bunch of this caviar. I just have to figure out how to make it more flavorful. But I made huckleberry caviar, coffee caviar, apple caviar. And it's basically what you do is you got to freeze oil, or oil doesn't really freeze, but you put it in the freezer. You got to get it super cold. And then I can't remember exactly the process, but I know you got to use agar. That's the magic ingredients. You mix everything, and then you just drop it into the oil and strain it out of the oil. And that's how you get it. Yeah, it's fruit. You can make all kinds of stuff out of it. I have pictures on my Facebook of my huckleberry caviar cupcakes that I made. I made huckleberry caviar cupcakes, and I made apple caviar deviled strawberries. I can't remember what I used the coffee caviar for. I don't even remember if I used it for anything.
If we ever broke up, I'd never be sad. Think about everything I thought we had if we ever broke up.
I'll show you another lady that I watch, and I do get recipes from her sometimes. Sugar Magic by Christina. Gianni, you'll like this girl. Now, Tommy, this is who you need to watch. Like, if you like Becky Licious, this lady is a lot better. Let's see here. Here's some. She did some strawberries a few years ago. Let's look at her strawberries.
Hi guys! Maybe dipping strawberries is easy for you, but piping on them, not so much. So today I'm showing you everything you need to know about how to get it right and pipe your favorite designs with chocolate so you can become a chocolate artist. It's really all about consistency. We're covering so many different techniques to create these fake strawberries that have been trending and other popular designs like the classic loop, Baby Yoda, a cheeseburger just in time for Father's Day, and SpongeBob theme. Custom strawberries are highly requested for small treat businesses, and offering this type of work is something that will really make your sweets stand out. So let's create some.
Yeah, not a fan of the themed chocolate strawberries myself, but she does have great videos, actually. Got some really good ideas from her. My caramel apples, it's her. I got all the caramel apples that I've ever made. It's her recipe. She's got really good cake pop secrets. So I watch a lot of her videos. I was just watching some strawberry dessert ideas. And I just seen one that had a strawberry mousse. See if I can find it again. What the hell is that? That looked good. Milk, strawberries, and bananas. So I'm just going to kind of skip through. Yeah, we know you're cutting your bananas. So you're mixing your strawberries and your bananas together. It's like you're pouring in some milk. Okay. Little cornstarch. Okay. Let it cool and refrigerate until completely set. So we got some sugar. Caramelizing the sugar. Adding bananas. powdered sugar on top. Oh, I see. And then you scoop the bananas on top of that. It looked a lot cooler. I don't know. How do I get out of this now? There we go. See if I can find that strawberry mousse. I'm going to try this. Yeah, this one.
Did you know that if you blend straw
What happened to our volume?
for a few minutes until creamy, let it cool down, and then mix it with whipped cream, you'll have a delicious strawberry mousse.
We got to hear it.
Did you know that if you blend strawberries with sugar and cornstarch, cook the mixture for a few minutes until creamy, let it cool down, and then mix it with whipped cream, you'll have a delicious strawberry mousse. Did you know that if
So I'm going to do some cupcakes with those. I got to try that. Chris Chalk, hello. Hope you're doing well. Sorry, I'm way back. Strawberry cleavage. Yes. She does show a lot of cleavage, but she really does, like her caramel apples. I've sold almost 3,000 caramel apples because they come in the bubble wraps come in 1,000, and I've just about finished my third box. And I'll never forget, this lady asked me to make caramel apples, and I said, okay, I'll try. Never made them before, and it was a disaster. Hurt my wrist. I was like, I messaged her back and I said, I'm sorry, unfortunately, I can't do it. I was like, they're not my thing. Then I came across this recipe from this lady, and it changed everything. And I've done, like I said, 3,000 caramel apples now. And everybody loves them. They're messy. They're not a traditional caramel apple. Super messy, but everybody loves them. And I'm cheaper than everybody else, too. Those strawberries look so good. Yeah, they did. She does need to put some pants on. Beckalicious. I don't know where Tommy finds these people. I almost feel like he's the one behind the camera. The chemistry room in Manhattan will serve you molecular gastronomy prepared food. Look it up. I need real macaroni. Okay, interesting. The chemistry room in Manhattan. I'm just going to go to their menu real quick, and then I'll share the screen. It always jumps to different pages. Let's see here. Wine. Oh, they do it's a sushi place, huh? I can't find any of the molecular gastronomy stuff. Huh. Chalk lost his wrench. Yeah, he doesn't have a wrench. Yeah, he comes in with all these different crazy accounts. I've seen Chalk went live a couple times recently. Lots of sugar. Bananas look good. Yeah, hey teacher, hello. Hey teacher's here. Good to see you. Osada, have you ever made gelato? We're opening a gelateria for my daughter to run. That's awesome. I've never made it, but I've eaten it, and it is delicious. I love gelato. You got to get like a batch freezer, right? They're pretty expensive. Yeah, lots of flavors. All right, let's watch a couple more of these. Just a couple shorts.
Let's make healthy 3-ingredient chocolate strawberry bites. Mix strawberries and Greek yogurt together, add dollops onto a plate, line with parchment paper. Let's set in the freezer, dip in melted dark chocolate, and enjoy! Let's make healthy 3-ingredient chocolate strawberry bites. Mix strawberries and Greek yogurt together, add dollops onto a plate, line with parchment paper. Let's set in the freezer, dip in...
So strawberries and Greek yogurt, and then dip it in dark chocolate. Interesting.
If you want a sweet snack with 10 grams of protein, try mixing strawberries with milk, honey, and vanilla, just like you're making a smoothie. But then mix it together with chia seeds and let it set in the fridge for a few hours. The chia seeds will plump up and absorb all that liquid within that time. Just make sure to mix it really well, and you can enjoy this high protein treat all week. So good. If you want a sweet
Fluffy and airy strawberry mousse made with just 3 ingredients. It's also super low in carbs. You blend strawberries with your favorite sweetener and then you gently mix in your cream or your dairy-free cream. Transfer the mousse into cups and refrigerate until it's set. Fluffy.
Yeah, I want to play with that a little bit. Do chia seeds go bad? Good question. Yes. They're packed with healthy, unsaturated fatty oils. They eventually oxidize and turn rancid. Whole seeds unopened 2 to 4 years or up to 5 years in the freezer. Whole seeds opened 6 to 12 months at room temperature. Ground chia 3 times faster to degrade than whole seeds. Soaked chia up to 5 days in the refrigerator. Yeah, chia seeds are good. I used to put them in my smoothies. I haven't made a smoothie for a long time. I just started eating eggs in the morning, but yeah, I use chia seeds, and what were those other ones? I used 3 different ones. Chia, quinoa, and flaxseed. Yeah, I knew we'd get some ideas off of here. Let's watch a couple more. This does look really good, though. I want to try this.
An airy strawberry mousse made with just 3 ingredients. It's also super low in carbs. You blend strawberries with your favorite sweetener and then you gently mix in your cream or your dairy-free cream. Transfer the mousse into cups and refrigerate until it's set.
If you want a sweet snack with 10 grams of protein, try mixing strawberries with milk, honey, and vanilla, just like you're making a smoothie. But then mix it together with chia seeds and let it set in the fridge for a few hours. The chia seeds will plump up and absorb all that liquid within that time. Just make sure to mix it really well, and you can enjoy this high protein treat all week. So good. If you want a sweet snack with 10 grams of protein, try mixing strawberries with milk, honey, and vanilla, just like you're making a smoothie. But
Sounds like in the comments that somebody says they tweaked the recipe a little bit. I added some vanilla protein powder and milk to the shaker bottle, mixed that with Greek yogurt, the strawberries, honey, vanilla in the blender, and then added a bit more milk to thin it out. Turned out great. Yeah.
Fluffy and airy strawberry.
Seems like a lot of people want to try it. Let's see.
What's up, guys? Today we're going to be making strawberry cheesecake French toast roll-ups.
First up, you need softened cream cheese and icing sugar. Mix these together in a bowl, then set this aside. Next, cut all the crust off your slices of bread and flatten them out with a rolling pin. Grab your cream cheese mix and spoon it onto one end of the bread. Then grab your diced strawberries and place them on top of the cream cheese. Roll the bread up carefully so it looks like this. Next, add egg, milk, sugar, and vanilla to a bowl and whisk them all together. Then dip your rolls into the mix. You don't need to soak them. Place them into a frying pan with butter and cook on a medium heat, turning them each side until golden brown. In a medium bowl, add sugar and cinnamon and whisk these together. Then dip your rolls in, making sure they're fully covered. Plate them up and serve however you wish. Enjoy! What's up, guys? Today we're going...
I mean, I would definitely try that. I think it's kind of a little extra as far as rolling it up and all of that. I would just do the old slop jalop myself, but for presentation wise, that's beautiful. Now it would be great with Cool Whip, right? What did she use to roll them? Let's see. I think she just used her hand, right?
In a medium bowl, add sugar and cinnamon and whisk these together. Then dip your rolls in, making sure they're fully covered. Plate them up and serve however you wish. Enjoy! What's up, guys? Today we're going to be making strawberry cheesecake French toast roll-ups. First up, you need softened cream cheese and icing sugar. Mix these together in a bowl, then set this aside. Next, cut all the crust off your slices of bread and flatten them out with a rolling pin. Grab your cream cheese mix and spoon it onto one end of the bread. Then grab your diced strawberries and place them on top of the cream cheese. Roll the bread up carefully so it looks like this.
Yep, so cut the edges off, flatten it with the rolling pin, and then just roll it up. Yeah, I mean, it's worth a try. Pretty simple. I might try it.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know about the frozen, just straight evaporated milk, but
Let's make chocolate jam bites. Start by mashing strawberries and raspberries. Then add some chia seeds and maple syrup and let sit for 20 minutes. Add dollops onto a plate lined with parchment paper. Let set in the freezer. Dip in melted dark chocolate and enjoy. Let's make chocolate jam bites.
I can't believe they
got a vanilla cake mix that we mixed up just as per the package instructions. We're going to pour in 2 cups of diced strawberries. Okay, get those mixed up in here. Have you a 9 by 13 greased pan. We did have our metal pan because we're going to share. 8-ounce softened cream cheese, teaspoon of vanilla. It said 4 cups of confectionate sugar, but I used only 2.
Okay.
And mixed it up with the mixer. And it says just take it by a spoon and drop it in your cake. Let's see how it works. Okay, so we're going to bake this at 350 for 40 minutes. And we should have us a strawberry earthquake cake.
Okay.
We've got our strawberry earthquake cake.
Earthquake.
Got a vanilla cake mix that we mixed up just as per.
I sold those when I first started my business. Like one of the first things I started selling after the strawberries, the little parfait cups. Yeah, people like them. They're not super popular though.
Your family will love this easy, no-bake dessert. We're starting off with our Sara Lee pound cake, and we are cutting it up into small cubes. We're going to place our pound cake into our 13 by 9. Then we're going to smother our pound cake with 2 cans of strawberry pie filling. I grabbed this Philadelphia no-bake cheesecake, and I'm putting the whole container right on top of our strawberry pie filling. Once that's flattened out, we're going to do a layer of extra creamy Cool Whip, and we're going to flatten that out just as well. We're going to top this off with some fresh strawberry slices, but you can top this off with some sprinkles, with some graham cracker crumbs, whatever you like. We're going to put this in the fridge for 2 hours, and then it'll be ready to serve. It's so easy and so delicious. You have to try it. Enjoy. Your family will love this.
Looks a little messy, but that that sounds pretty good. I'd probably put that in like a little individual container and sell it. CG2, hello, hello. Good to see you. Let's see here. What else?
Strawberry shortcake that is just so easy. You can take a homemade or store-bought pound.
Let's switch to chocolate. What happened? What is going on? Grape matcha dark chocolate bark. Interesting. Not a fan of matcha myself.
Did you know that melting chocolate with coconut milk and then chilling the mixture for a while creates a rich and creamy chocolate dessert? Did you know that melting chocolate?
This easy chocolate treat will be a hit at your next party. We're starting off with our melted milk chocolate and white chocolate, and we're dipping our water balloon right into that chocolate and giving it a twirl. Once we feel like the bottom of our balloon is fully coated, we're going to transfer this to our little plastic cutting board. We're going to make 6 of these, so we have 6 balloons covered in chocolate, and we're going to put these in the fridge for 10 to 15 minutes. I'm going to grab a medium-sized bowl and my chocolate mousse mix, and we're going to add that whole box of our chocolate mousse into our bowl. We're going to add 1 cup of our cold whole milk to our mousse mix, and then we're going to grab our electric hand mixer. We're going to mix this until it is light and fluffy and looking delicious. Pop that in the fridge, and then grab our little chocolate balloons and pop those balloons and remove them from our chocolate shells. Now we can add our chocolate mousse to our chocolate shells. We add some homemade whipped cream on top of that mousse, and then we're going to add these little cookies. I don't know how to pronounce them, but they're super delicious. Break them in half and add 1/2 to each of our little chocolate cups. I'm coming in with some kiwi, some strawberries, and some blueberries, whatever fruit you like. We're finishing this off with some blackberries, and then these delicious chocolate treats are ready to enjoy.
Those are pretty cool. And it's pretty relatively easy to make those. I took a cupcake class where we made. You can buy like chocolate coffee mugs that are all chocolate. I bought a few of those and put crumbled up cupcake and put in there, and your chocolate ganache and stuff like that. Not real. Not real transportable, those things. So that's more for like if you're doing catering or wedding or something like that. They're awesome for that. How would you display those, Osada? Do you have a little display fridge? I do have a 3-tier cake display thing, but I never use it. But I definitely could. I'll show you. Like this guy here is 1, 2. This is I think 4. Mine's 3, but it's exactly the same thing. Plug it in. It's refrigerated. It's got a light on it. Glass door. It's just super heavy and perfect for a brick and mortar. I'm just always scared to take it to my tent because I don't want to, I want it to break. But yeah, if I had like a little coffee stand or something like that, for sure. Or if I was inside of a building, the thing is that that cake stand it's designed to hold 3 cakes. doesn't have a lot of room in it. But there are some other ones you can get. Chocolate does melt. Did you make it over to your storage unit yesterday like you wanted? No. I talked myself out of it, CG2. I didn't make it over there. I did not. I worked in the kitchen for a while. I made some no-bake cookies. And did a lot of cleaning and organizing. But I always talked myself out of going over there. Yeah, I'll show you guys. Grateful. I went over there once and filmed it. Got some cool stuff, and I haven't been there for over a year. I do need to go over there and at least just see what I'm paying for. Whoops, I got to go back to YouTube. Actually, I'm going to go to X for a minute. I got to go refill my water and go use the bathroom real quick. Yeah, the perfect video. Be right back. This is the Australian lyrebird, Lyre. It's capable of mimicking any sound it hears. It can do like chainsaws, cameras, car alarms. Pretty fascinating.
What bird has the most elaborate, the most complex, the most beautiful song in the world? Well, I guess there are lots of contenders, but this bird must be one of them. The superb lyrebird of Southern Australia.
He clears a space in the forest to serve as his concert platform. To persuade females to come close and admire his plumes, he sings the most complex song he can manage, and he does that by copying the songs of all the other birds he hears around him, such as the kookaburra. It's a very convincing impersonation. Even the original is fooled. He can imitate the calls of at least 20 different species. He also, in his attempt to outsing his rivals, incorporates other sounds that he hears in the forest. That was a camera shutter. And again. And now a camera with a motor drive. And that's a car alarm. And now the sounds of foresters and their chainsaws working nearby. That wonderful performance is only one example of the extent to which male birds will go
in order to attract a female.
Have a safe
The
trip,
range and sheer
teacher.
extravagance of their courtship displays can be quite
Yeah, that bird is crazy. I read that some dude traveled around with one of those birds in the 1800s, and the bird could sing it could not sing, but it would sound like an entire symphony. All the instruments. They've been around for a while. It's pretty wild. We blew Tommy's eardrums. Yeah, be safe out there. Drive safe. I think traffic in New Jersey sucks, is what Tommy said, because of the train transportation or something in New York. The bird chirping is over for now. Yes. Yeah, we're gonna stop the bird chirping. What else we got? Pizza Hut is making a comeback.
It's amazing the comments we have about they have the red cups. Yeah, yes, we do.
Tim Sparks got his start working at a Pizza Hut that looked like this. He's now president of Dayland Corporation, which owns this franchise and more than 80 others around the country. They've redecorated many restaurants to rewind the clock.
It looks exactly like the one that I remember from when I was a kid.
Yeah, that's what we were after.
Some Pizza Hut classics are now top performing locations. Customers show up for a piece of their childhood.
It just brings back memories.
To share with their own kids.
When you finally find something that tastes how you genuinely remember it tasting, like you can't let it go.
People come from 2 and 3 hours away, and I'm not making that up.
More restaurants are serving up nostalgia. Franchises like Burger King and KFC returned to old school logos and packaging in recent years. At Pizza Hut, they even brought back Pac-Man. But for Sparks, this is much more than a game. It's a mission to rebuild places where families can connect.
If we could get them in here as a family, they do tend to put their phones down and actually have conversations and speak with each other. I'm not going to tell you I know how to fix the world, but I do think that family is a good place to start.
He hopes to renovate more of his restaurants as long as he can find enough of those lamps.
They're hard to get?
Yeah, they're almost impossible to get.
A familiar taste.
Well, cheers.
Cheers, bro.
Bringing people together.
Just like I remember it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great concept, but I don't buy it myself. It's probably all fake meat, fake cheese, horrible customer service, disgusting bathrooms. I mean, come on. If you guys really want to, bring it back to the way that it was, you have to really put some money in there. Your red cups and your fake Tiffany lamps aren't going to do the trick for me personally. But to each their own, I guess, right? Like Tommy says, he's not for everyone. Becky's not for everyone. Pizza Hut's not for everyone. Tim Dillon.
We cannot have an overtly adversarial relationship with China. It's not going to work. We cannot go to war with China. It will destroy all life on Earth. We cannot treat China like Iran. We're done with that. Let me help everybody. We're done with that. We're not the high school bully anymore. We're not. We're the weird kid who may have a gun. We are not the jock. We are not the quarterback. The American quarterback century is over. This is not Top Gun. We are not Tom Cruise. You need to wake the fuck up. There's a new Chinese kid in school, and he's kind of American looking. He's kind of ripped, but he's also Chinese, and he's hot, and people want to fuck him. They want to get down, and they want to slurp him. They don't want to slurp us anymore. You know why? Because we've hung out behind the Dairy Queen too long, doing drugs with our friends. We look a little older. We have wrinkles in our face. We're the college kid who keeps going to the high school parties. We're a pedophile, and we may have a gun.
Generally speaking, he's not wrong. If you just group us all in one group, like what is America? It's just fucking a shithole. We're not individually, we're not like that, but because the people in power they take all the credit for everything. If that's the case, then I guess that we are a country of pedophiles. I mean, is anybody in our country, are any of us inventing stuff like this? Apparently that bike can go
We cannot have
400 kilometers on one charge, however 40 kilometers, however far that is. I could this video just kind of spoke to me. This is like some vendor somewhere, and it says I was just testing my camera lens and captured this. A man sitting there frustrated with no customers. People rarely talk about what men go through silently. Behind that silence is a family to feed, bills to pay, and pressure nobody sees. So I'm not going to say I'm all that dramatic, but I understand what the guy's going through there. Yep, I mean, many have tried and most have failed. Nobody's going to be good at doing that kind of thing in the beginning. You either learn how to attract customers or you don't. I mean, the weird kid might have a gun. Oh my gosh, that's funny too. So that's how we're seeing now. Yeah, that's how we're being seen 100%. The weird kid who might have a gun. Yep. I don't know if I'll play this whole video, but it's pretty crazy. The whole tick thing, bioengineered ticks, the Lone Star tick. They're coming out. Pfizer's just coming out with a Lyme disease vaccine right at the same time that everybody's finding ticks. And even though that this is tick season, the ticks are everywhere.
Hi, everybody. So as Trump and his admin is out there in the Middle East in the sandboxes searching for pretend nuclear dust in the Middle East for Israel, this is happening on the home front from within.
You should do a little research. What I want to know is, why are people finding box of ticks on their farmland, specifically large farms with cows, sheep, goats, horses? What reason would people want to spread ticks and make that become a problem for farmers? But this is really weird. I know Pfizer is coming out with some new products to help get rid of Lyme disease, but that can't have nothing to do with it.
Bro, enough is enough, man. There are ticks everywhere. I don't remember ever seeing this many ticks. Like, I literally cannot bring my dog. I'm genuinely mad right now. Like, I think it's just fear. I think it's like genuinely just fear, but like, I cannot come outside. I can't come outside here. I live in Northwestern Illinois. This is out. I mean, yes, I know it's tick season, but like, I just don't ever remember in 41 years ticks being this prominent.
My top plot, and I saw this little guy. I don't know if he's alive or he's got ticks all over his head and eyes. I mean, look at that. On his ears.
Now this might be the most ticks I've ever seen on any animal ever. That is insane. And look at the size of them. They're enormous. Huge ticks on this girl.
I'm out here mushroom hunting and I found, there it is right there, the tick box. I'm not going to touch it because there's ticks all over that thing. I know there is. Look at them crawling out of it. Millions of them. You can see the tick.
Weird.
Look at my face and my neck. I can't eat red meat anymore. I can't have any animal byproducts in anything. And it's in everything. This is alpha-gal syndrome.
Do you guys really think the government would do something like that so that you couldn't get your good proteins and good fats inside of your diet? You'd think the government would do that?
2 examples. So one is that people eat too much meat, right? And if they were to cut down on their consumption on meat, then they would it would actually really help the planet. But people are not willing to give up meat. Yeah, you know, some people will be willing to, but other people, they may be willing to, but they have a weakness of will. They say, wow, this steak is just too juicy. I can't do it. I'm one of those, by the way. So, you know, but so here's the thought, right? So it turns out that we know a lot about, we have these intolerance to, for example, I have milk intolerance. And some people are intolerant to crayfish. So possibly we can use human engineering to make it the case that we're intolerant to certain kinds of meat, to certain kinds of bovine proteins. And there's actually analogs of this in life. There's this thing called the Lone Star tick, where if it bites you, you will become allergic to meat. I can sort of describe the mechanism. So that's something that we can do through human engineering. We can kind of possibly address really big world problems through human engineering.
Did we actually use ticks as bioweapons?
Yes, it's actually in CIA documents that have been declassified. For instance, infected ticks were deployed from C-130s flying low over sugarcane fields in Cuba back in the day under President Kennedy. There is abundant evidence of the field testing of infected ticks and other insects in a variety of settings in the United States and elsewhere. Clearly, USAMRIID was involved. And in particular, the Plum Island facility that had been a biowarfare investigative facility and then was transferred over to USDA was involved in a lot of this research.
I'll stop it there. Yeah, Plum Island. I think that's over by New York, isn't it? Somewhere's over there, or Michigan, Maine, where they did all kinds of crazy testing. But yeah, it's just... Is it coincidental that they're coming out with all this fake meat and fake butter at the same time that these ticks can give you alpha-gal syndrome, which causes red meat allergies, and you're also allergic to dairy? So it's Bill Gates being accused of doing that, and it's his company Savor that was that did the fake butter. And I know he's got other companies, like I remember him saying that it was his burger, the Impossible Burger at Burger King, that he was invested in that. Crazy shit. I'm glad I'm not around any ticks over here, but I'm sure they're going to be all across the country soon.
Hey, fuck you, man! Who put this thing together? Me! That's who! Who do I trust? Me!
Relax. Asshole. Fuck all of them, asshole. I need that shit. I don't need him. I don't need her. Fuck. I don't need nobody.
Hey, fuck you, man! Who put this thing together? Me! That's who! Who do I trust? Me!
Who do I trust? Me. This movie used to scare the crap out of you? Scarface? Yeah, it probably did me too when I was a kid. Just the name alone.
Yeah. A bunch of cowboys. Somebody fucked up.
Yeah, well, I'll check it out right away.
Yeah, you do that, Omar. You do that.
You still got the money?
Yeah. And I got the yayo.
You got the yayo?
Yeah, right.
Bring it here.
Fuck you. I ain't taking it the road past myself. Yeah.
He said, I got the money and the coke. In Seattle, they are getting ready for the World Soccer Cup FIFA thing, and so they're ferrying all of the homeless drug addicts over to Bremerton. And so the ferry docks and all the sidewalks near the ferry in Bremerton is just filled with fentanyl. Yeah, same. I mean, it's okay. Yeah, I think we're all in agreement on Scarface. But yeah, this is their go-to tactic, you know. And it's not like the world doesn't know that Seattle's a shithole. Just leave the people there, you know. Somebody was killed by a great white shark. Where was this at? Maybe it'll say.
A desperate and heartbreaking attempt to save a man's life on a jetty usually full of holidaymakers and boaties. The 38-year-old had been in the water at a popular snorkeling and spearfishing spot when he was attacked by a 4-metre great white. It happened just before 10 this morning, about a kilometre offshore. Rescuers rushed to Horseshoe Reef, bringing the man back to the nearest jetty, where emergency services were waiting. The rescue chopper from Perth was on standby after landing on a nearby road. Paramedics provided aid for close to an hour, but his injuries were too severe. The man couldn't be saved. Holidaymakers in disbelief, watching on from the bike paths, beach tracks, even from the balcony of their own accommodation.
It's quite emotional. Yeah, shock and emotional, yeah.
Big shock.
Yeah, awful.
I've snorkeled a lot over the years in Rottnest, but to hear this today, yeah, it's just very sad. Very sad.
Shark attacks on Rottnest are incredibly rare. This is just the second on record, the first 15 years ago. A 32-year-old scuba diver from the US mauled 500 metres offshore at Little Armstrong Bay, around 5 kilometres from today's tragedy. This afternoon, a fisheries boat is in the water, patrolling the area where the attack happened. So far, there has been no further reports of the shark. A horrific day on WA's most popular island. Brandon Demura, 7 News.
You know, that's always been my worst fears is a shark, you know. And it can probably just happen at, like, the last time I was in Florida, I just stopped off at this like little swimming pier and there was nobody there. And I just decided to get in the water for a minute. And I just told myself, like, wow, you're such a fucking idiot. You're going to get eaten by a shark. The shark is going to come underneath this dock and eat you. And that's why nobody's here, because it's probably fucking dangerous. Like, you just never know. You got to be careful when you go on vacation and stuff. You think you're just going to go relaxing out in the water and no one's out here. Yeah. Probably a reason why. I'm going to go get ready for the dang garden center again. Need to freshen up. Bye for now. All right. Grateful. Thank you for hanging out. Have fun. I live here and don't go in, right? Yeah, you guys to be careful. See you, Grateful. What do we got here? People from South America are putting cameras in bushes. I know I heard Tommy say something about this months ago.
Tonight, police are urging homeowners to search around their yards, in the bushes for hidden cameras placed there by burglars.
This is becoming a bigger problem daily as thieves go high-tech. Fox 11's Ed Lascos live in San Dimas, where one of those concealed surveillance devices was found hidden in the bushes. Ed.
Yeah, Laura, high tech, big time, as the neighborhood here is reeling after they find not one, but two of these cameras hidden deep in the bushes after a home break-in here just a couple of days ago. Let's get to it. To the video we go. The LA County Sheriff's Department out with these pictures of these cameras spotted and found by a gardener. Then the deputies move in, but not before that home is hit. One of the cameras across the street aimed at that target, the home they're going to hit. Another camera down the block showing their escape route, their getaway route, watching that. And luckily, though, in this case, the homeowners are inside. They're able to scare away the burglars. They run away so fast in broad daylight, they drop one of their hand radios, their walkie-talkies, using that to communicate with the driver of the getaway vehicle. And we know they used a jammer to shut down the Wi-Fi, so there's no security video from all the security cameras. But it's the other cameras, the hidden cameras, two of them, that blended in the bushes. No one knew they were there.
Huh. I love going in the ocean. When I opened up the beach house yesterday in Maine, I wanted to take a swim, but not enough. But not hot enough. And the water's too cold. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, the camera stuff is scary. You know, the real criminals is the government. And when I hear these stories, I don't know. It's definitely a thing. That's definitely going on. You just have to protect yourself, you know. But there's some people are really good at what they do. If they're going to get you, they're going to get you. I don't know. I think sometimes it comes down to who you associate with, who you hire, you know. What else do we got? That looks like it. I'm going to go back through here. Yeah. Not a whole lot going on in the news on a Sunday, other than same old shit with Trump. So we'll end it there. It's 10 o'clock now here, so I'll find something to do. I got to go to the dentist in the morning. Then I'm going to go to the admin building. So I got to go do a little shopping today, and I don't know. I'm going to find something to make. I don't know. I think I'm going to try that strawberry mousse for one thing. See how that goes. We should be proud. No Erica Kirk today. Yes. No Erica Kirk today. Although I did watch a couple videos on her. Yeah, those people, man. Let me know what they say at the dentist. Okay. Well, I have a filling that popped out. It's been hurting me for the last 2 weeks. I haven't said anything about it because what are you going to do? I had a filling pop out a while ago, and it doesn't hurt right now, but it's my front tooth. And so like all the way up to my nose is like gets super painful. So I've kind of been in a shitty mood the last couple weeks because of it. But I finally get to go to the dentist tomorrow. So get those chiclets shined up. Yes. Yeah, I got an appointment tomorrow and then one on Wednesday. But all right, guys, everyone have a great day, and we will talk to you next time. I'll see you over at Theme Dudes if you decide to have a show today. Thanks for hanging out.